Good evening here at Gill Stadium, Jim Schubert Field for Manchester Public Television. We got a good game here between Sweeney Post. They're going to be taking on Lebanon, and it's going to be a good one. With me right now, we have a special treat. We have Steve Fossman, and he kind of directs the Pony and Coat League. He's kind of a big deal, and he's going to be doing play-by-play. So take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it very much, and I'm pleased to be here high above Gill Stadium for this Sweeney matchup between Lebanon Post 22 and Sweeney Post 2. Our umpires this evening at home plate is Tom Gibson, and on the bases, Mr. Henderson. And those are your umpires this evening. And the starting battery for Sweeney Post on the mound is Amon DeWitty. Where's number 15? And catching for Sweeney Post 2 is number 24, Andrew Wall. Should be a pretty good ball game. Sweeney Post is 2-2 on this young season, and we should see some good baseball tonight, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. And I like watching Amar pitch. Trickled down from watching him for the Central West squad. He's a pitch-to-contact kind of pitcher. So look for big plays out of, Manny Castro over at third. You got your stud over there at shortstop. My main man coming back from College Plamartin. And then, you got a solid infield. First base, Rivera doing a little bit of, not used to seeing him over there, but he's doing a solid job. And then, rounding it up at second.
I am very familiar with all these players. They've come up, as you said, Mike. I am the president of the Greater Manchester Coat League, and a lot of these players have come up through our Pony system and Coat Baseball League, and now they're playing at a higher level. So let's see what happens tonight against some better competition. And these boys, I know, like to be out in the baseball field, and you're right about Amar. He throws strikes. He makes the hitters put the ball in play, and he's usually around the plate. So we should see a good one today, and hopefully we'll have a nice ball game.
I've noticed Amar is very gutsy. He comes to shine in pressure spots.
Here's a fastball strike to the inside corner. Leading off for Lebanon is their shortstop, number 17, Xander Doyle.
Yeah, Lebanon's got a pretty good, solid season going so
Here's
far.
a base hit up the middle, coming on in center field, and can't make the play. A nice attempt out there by the Sweeney center fielder, but he just couldn't come up with it. So Xander Doyle's on with a leadoff hit. Caden Berube was flying out there in center field. I didn't think he had a chance for it, but it just fell out of his glove. So Lebanon leads here with the leadoff single, brings up the second baseman, number 11, Wyatt Daigle.
Yeah, he's going to have to go from the stretch now.
Here's a big swing and a miss for strike one. No balls, one strike.
Steve, what do you think about the wooden bats? Do you like it?
Yeah, we use it at a higher level, at the Palomino and Thoroughbred levels, where the boys are able to swing the wooden bats. And it's not used at the younger levels because of safety issues with the broken bats. And you'll see once in a while, even in the major leagues, where half the bat goes flying out, at least past the pitcher. So the boys enjoy swinging a wood bat. They're going to have to do it as they move up. I know the colleges use the metal, but if they have aspirations of going pro someday, they're going to have to swing wood bats.
Yeah, that's a fact. I like the sound. It's just a throwback feel. I like Legion. 9 innings, wooden bats. It's a nice feel to it.
Yep. And it counts 2-1 on Wyatt Daigle. Little boy's got to hit the ball a little bit harder with the wooden bat. That's all. Here's a foul ball off to the right first base side. That's in play. And a nice play, running catch over there by the first baseman, Alex Rivera. There is a lot of room. I don't know if you've mentioned it, Mike, while broadcasting the games, but there's a lot of room down the first and third base side, and that is all in play. And so a first or third baseman can go over and make a nice running catch, and Alex Rivera did that. So one out here in the top of the first inning, brings up the center field at number 2, Dominic Van Leer Nutting.
Rivera played a lot of center field.
There goes the runner down the second, and he's in sliding safety, so he's in scoring position. Most of these boys, as you said, Mike, know this field. They've played
Yeah.
Their Colton Palomino games here in high school. They just got done their high school season.
It's almost like a little home field advantage having that much real estate. Rivera played center field from Memorial, so he knows how to track down a fly. But, yeah, nice pop-up slide. You had to expect him to run on that pitch right there.
He's got tremendous speed, and he made a nice running catch. There goes the base runner to third base to throw down the third, and he slides in safely. So Xander Doyle is very aggressive here in the top of the first inning. Got 2 stolen bases, and he's 90 feet away from bringing in Lebanon's first run of the ball game.
It looks like he squared the bunt. I don't know if that was a planned thing, but watch out for the squeeze here as Manny Castro is going to have to follow him down the line if he does.
There's a ground ball at third base. Manny bobbles, looks the runner back, throws to first. A nice play by Manny Castro over there, holding the runner at bay. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And Manny helps his pitcher out defensively. Brings up the left fielder, number 5, Ty Terrio.
Absolutely. Bill Dewey's psyched about that. A little eaten up, and he just fires over to first. Great play by Castro.
Nothing better than helping your pitcher out like that, and I'm sure he appreciates it. Here's a nice curveball that starts off Ty for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike.
Decent bender right there, I'd say. We got the best view in the house, though.
As we look right over home plate, there's a ground ball of Manny again. So Manny has 2 plays this inning. He throws over to first and retires the speedy Ty Terrio. So Lebanon has the lead runner get a base hit. He stranded him on third base. They threaten but do not score. After half an inning of play, it's Lebanon nothing and Sweeney coming to bat. Steve Fosman back here at Gill Stadium as we move to the bottom half of the first inning. With a scoreless ball game, leading off for Sweeney Post 2 is their center fielder, number 11, Caden Berube. And on the mound is number 20, Matt Goss. Doing the catching, number 18, Jackson Cote.
Yeah, I was watching him warm up, Steve. Looks pretty solid. Accuracy's there. Pretty tall guy, huh?
Pretty lanky pitcher. As you can see, he stretches a long way to home plate, and that really helps him with his fastball, getting the ball closer to the hitter. There's a fastball in the outside corner. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, speedy Caden Berube. Caden just graduated from Manchester Memorial High School. There's another strike. Caden didn't like that call in the outside corner, but it hit the block. And now the count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot depends on Tom Gibson's strike zone tonight, and it's up to the pitchers to adjust. If you're getting that outside call, you have to take advantage of it. Same with the hitters. You got to protect.
Absolutely.
Seems like he opened it up a little bit today.
Yeah, Mike, it's same thing in the major leagues. They have to adjust to some of the umpires. This is ball 4 up and away to Caden, so he draws the leadoff walk. Yeah. And now up to bat is the shortstop, number 2, Jacob Plamondon.
I would definitely expect him to snag second here. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, quick runner. That's why he's batting leadoff. And you mentioned Jacob Plamondon coming back from his first year in college. He played for Riviera along with Matt Lebrecq, who plays in our Palomino League, and both of them had a successful first season. Jacob played a lot of second base for Riviera, so welcome back to Manchester.
What a difference 1 year at college does. Like, he just looks like a man among, like, he's leadership. He's just poised. I'm very impressed on the 3 games we've done so far with Sweeney.
And you're 100% right, Mike. When he came up to our Pony League, he was small and timid and always had the skills, and he grew into his body. He looks more athletic now. He's strong. He's probably put him on a weight program when he reached college. But he's always a gutty ball player and one of the team players you want to have on your team. A foul ball off to the right, not a play. Counts no balls and 2 strikes.
I love that 19-year-olds can play Legion. Back when I played for Post 79, they didn't have that. And, boy, I wish they did, because that extra year is so cool to just know you got something lined up for yourself.
Especially playing in an ex-minor league ballpark like Gill Stadium here. There's a fastball foul back to the screen, so Jacob's holding tough with the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the more pitches you see, that the odds go up every time you get a new pitch. So following off the ball is good for pitch count and good for your confidence.
There's a ball drilled into right field. The right fielder comes on and makes the play out there, Ben Moody. So 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning brings up the most popular guy so far this evening, Manny Castro.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's the man. Now, that ball that was just hit right there, that's nothing easy here at Gill Stadium. In fact, some would argue that's one of the hardest plays to make. Right field, shielding the ball. Nothing. We've seen it go so wrong all year long.
And you can see that ball. There goes Caden Berube down to second base to throw down there. Caden slides in safely. And so he's in scoring position with 1 out, hoping for a timely hit from his teammate, Manny Castro. And you're 100% right, Mike. The ball tails when you hit a ball to right field. The ball seems like it tails over to the foul line. And it's not an easy play. The same thing when the ball's hit straight up in the infield. Seems like the catcher and pitcher that come in and convert have a tough play picking it up when it goes over the roof here at Gill. There's a foul ball off to the right, not a play. Counts no balls, 2 strikes to Big Manny Castro, the Sweeney third baseman.
Yeah, he's. I think he got snubbed on All-State. To be honest, he made it third team All-State last year, but no considerations this year. I think he should have been first team, and I'm not even just saying that as a homer. I really think he had a great year. In Memorial, at the end of their season, was one of the top teams in the state, if you can even believe that. And he was the leader.
There's a swing and a foul ball, man. He fouled that off, and so he hangs alive here. The count still no balls and 2 strikes. I know my good friend Matt D'Ambrosio is the manager of Memorial High School. He's a very good friend of mine. He coached in our program, and I was in contact with him daily as when I was in Florida, and he told me they got off to a tough start, but they won their share of games down the stretch, and they beat a couple of good teams towards the end of the season.
Couple good teams too. They took the state championship. State champions Londonderry. They lost 3-1 to them. Like, they had a great ending. The thing about Castro is, it seems like every time he has a duck on the pond, he comes through too.
Well,
like he gets his ribbies for sure.
Well, hopefully,
right.
It happens here. We get a base hit. We go in front 1-0.
No jinxing allowed.
Here's one right up to me.
Whoa!
And I ducked. I got a net. I could have caught that, Mike.
So I've been trying to get one all year long. In your first inning here, you get one right at you.
Right.
You must have.
I had the window open too till we put the air conditioning on, so that would have been right in the window.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, good thing you closed it at the end.
And we ain't giving it back, Mike. If one comes up here, that's for sure.
I'll get Manny to sign it for us.
There you go. There's a ball hit off to the first base side. First baseman goes over, George Taft, and he makes a nice catch, over the shoulder catch, preventing Caden Berube from moving up from second base. So Manny flies out to the first baseman for the second out in the Sweeney first inning, and brings up the first baseman, number 6, Alex Rivera.
Well, I'll tell you what, Berube really wanted to go, and had it not been for the third base coach with the red light, you stop when the coach says stop. But he wanted that sack fly, if you will.
Yeah, the first baseman was kind of pedaling backwards over his shoulder, so Caden wanted to take the extra base. But the important thing is he isn't taking the bat out of a good hitter's hands. Cleanup hitter Alex Rivera, hopefully with a hit here, can drive him in from second base.
Yeah, we saw him. He probably hit 400 this year. He's also an all-state track star, too. A long jumper, one of the top long jumpers in the state. So what an athlete he is. Playing first this year, it seems like. He's going to be the first baseman anchor.
I now know him and his brother, Xander, the twins, and both of them are very good athletes and better people. There's a fly ball to left field. The left fielder, Ty Terrio, comes over and struggles a little with it, but makes the catch over the left shoulder to retire Sweeney. So Caden Berube gets stranded in second base. And both teams had a runner stranded. After one complete inning, it's Lebanon and Sweeney scoreless. We'll be right back. We're back on here at Gill Stadium as we move to the top of the second in a 9-inning ball game. If you're just joining us, this is Legion Baseball at its best here at Gill Stadium. On the mound is number 15, Amar DeWitty. And leading off for Lebanon is number 13. Ben Archmoody hits a ground ball to guess who? Manny Castro comes up with his third play of the night so far. He's been a busy man at third base. He throws him out for the first out in the Lebanon top of the second inning. Brings up the pitcher, number 20, Matt Goss.
Yeah, the hot corner, more like boiling hot. That's 3 putouts in a row for Manny Castro. And, you know, Steady Eddie's the name of the game over there at third. He's dependable.
Here's a big swing and a miss by Matt. No balls, 1 strike. Nice to be playing on this surface, too, where you don't get too many bad hops, rather than playing on natural grass where the ball could hit a rock and pop up. There's a ground ball to the coach.
We've seen some
nice play over there at third base.
Seen some interesting hops doing Trinity games over at Dairyfield Park. That is like a lot of hops, and you really appreciate a stadium like this, you know?
Yep, the football team plays there and practices there in the wintertime, and they dig that field up. So if it isn't groomed properly, sometimes, like you said, you get unevenness, and it's really tough when some of the players on hard ground balls.
Absolutely.
Put a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Lebanon pitcher, Matt Goss, here early in the ball game.
Pretty standard 0-2 pitch, waist pitch. It looked like a slider outside.
Yep. Try hoping Matt would chase.
Ooh.
There's another one. Matt lays off. So Amar, after getting ahead of the hitter through 2 pitches that were just off the strike zone, hoping that Matt would chase, but he didn't. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that is the first strikeout of the game by number 15, Amar DeWitty. So Matt Goss goes down and brings up the first baseman, number 6, George Taff.
I mean, you see 2 consecutive curveball off-speed pitches. He doesn't have an overpowering fastball, but when you are looking at those 2 pitches beforehand, it sure does add a mental zip to the ball. So he blew it right by him. I like this guy. He's cool.
Yeah, Matt got the long hair. Got the.
Let me zoom in on this.
Who's the player for the Colorado Rockies that wears the long hair? He's Blackman. He's got the long dreads. Another ground ball off to the coach. The coach has made more plays here for Lebanon than the team.
Yeah, he reminds me of Weird Al Yankovic.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, cool. Let it flow, baby.
Let it go. 1-1 on George. Ground ball back to Amar. Positions himself, comes down off the mound, flips to the first baseman, Alex Rivera, for the third out of the inning. So Lebanon goes down 1-2-3 here in the top half of the second inning. We played 1.5 at Gill. We're still scoreless. We'll be right back. Back here at Gill Stadium in the bottom half of the second inning. Steve Fosman here along with Mike Gonzalez, bringing you some Sweeney baseball, Legion baseball here at Gill Stadium. Leading off for Post 2 Sweeney is the left fielder, number 7, Griffin Logue.
Yeah, pretty good pace to the game, I'd say.
Griffin pitched and was a big part of the Manchester Central / West high school program in the spring.
Yeah, he pitched last game.
Here's a pop-up straight to the second baseman. He comes in to make the nice play. Wyatt Daigle shaded in the sun, so he puts away Griffin Logue for the first out in the Sweeney bottom half of the second inning. And up to bat is the catcher, number 24, Andrew Wall.
Andrew Wall hit 2 absolute bombs last game right over the left fielder's head. So if they did a scouting report, they better guard that line. He's a pull hitter for sure.
Big, burly catcher. And the best thing about Andrew Wall is his personality and his temperament. He's the nicest kid you'd ever want to meet. And if you want to have a nice teammate, he's the person. There's another pop-up. Wyatt comes in from second base, and he puts it away for the second out. So he has 2 chances and makes both of them over at second base, Wyatt Daigle. And that brings up the right fielder, number 14, Ethan May.
You know, you mentioned Andrew Wall. Catching, too, is such an imposing position. This heat, it's going to get worse all summer. So,
yeah, especially at this level with the Legion program, fundamentals is so important, blocking balls and trying to help your pitcher and make your pitcher so much better.
Long way to the backstop here at Gill Stadium.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss by Ethan May. Ethan played right field tonight. Ethan played in our program also. Very, very good contact hitter, strong kid.
Ooh.
There's a ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, definitely tough up here to see, but definitely in the middle. But Henderson had it right. It definitely looked low at the end of the day. Ooh.
Big swing and a miss by Ethan. Count runs even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The bats must be a little heavier. I have to assume they're heavier than the composites they have nowadays.
There's a good take by Ethan. Lets ball 3 go low. So the count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, how important is it that you don't just swing at the first pitch and make it out after 2 other people do that, you know?
There's a swing and a miss. So the pitcher for Lebanon, Matt Goss, comes and retires the Sweeney hitters 1, 2, 3 in their bottom of the 2nd inning. So after 2 complete innings here at Gill Stadium, the old ballpark, it is Lebanon nothing and Sweeney nothing. We'll be right back. Back on here in the bottom half of the top of the 3rd inning, and leading off for Lebanon is number 18, the catcher, Jackson Cote. Here's a foul ball at home plate. So we've had no runs on the board. Pretty good pitching between the Sweeney pitcher, Amon DeWitty, who has 1 strikeout on the evening, and Matt Goss.
Yeah, both pitchers surrendered a walk, and that's about the extent of the offense today.
Lebanon got the only hit of the game, base hit into center field to start the ball game.
What a beautiful day, too.
Ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike to the catcher for Lebanon, Jackson Cote.
DeWitty's just doing what he does, you know, staying around that strike zone.
Here's a ball hit, as you said, tailing to left field. Tough play, and falls over Griffin Logue's head. And Jackson Cote's on his way to second base with a leadoff double. And that's exactly what you said. This time it was to left field, Mike, where that ball was hit and kept tailing away. And I think Griffin didn't realize how hard it was hit, and he went back as hard as he could, but it was just over his reach.
Same phenomenon, you're right. This time it's a lefty batter, same kind of effect.
Yep.
You get maybe, it's just one of those things that, you kind of just keep in the back of your mind,
An inside-outside swing, and he put the ball. There's a bunt attempt by number 9, Ian Hedgepath, the third baseman. So Lebanon's realizing, Mike, that this game might be a low-scoring game, and they're trying to move a runner over to third base the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, definitely something happening. Third base coach looks like a traffic guard right now, doing all his signs.
There's a ball up high. Throw down to second base, goes into center field, but a good job by Caden Berube as he was moving as hard as he could as soon as that ball was thrown to back up the play. So no harm, no foul. And the count's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Absolutely. You just nailed it right there. You have to be present in the moment at all times. You have to be thinking, what would I do if this happened in the back of your head? And Berube nailed it.
Here's a square to bunt, and a beautiful bunt. Catcher Andrew Wall goes out, throws to first base. He holds the ball. He bobbled the ball. He tried to pick it up, and the ball slipped in his hand. And Andrew realized that it was a little too late to throw him out. So a nice bunt by Ian Hedgepath, and he's put his team into scoring position here. We have runners on first and third.
Yeah, now it gets tricky because that first and third situation, Wall did the right thing, though. Eating the ball, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of discipline. After firing one into center field, it probably was in the back of his mind. Maybe I'll just eat it and live another day. But they have to have a play here because you have to assume they're going to take second.
Up to bat is the leadoff hitter, Xander Doyle. He takes strike 1. He has the leadoff hit for Lebanon in this game. Got stranded at second base, so he's up there with a chance to put his team in front. Here's a throw over to first base, and the base runner Ian Hedgepath goes back with a dive.
Yeah, I mean, now it seems like
there goes the base runner.
That's what I
and a throw down to second, which is cut off by the shortstop, Jacob Lamondon. So
That's what I was talking about. Like, they have to have something scripted. You see it so many times. But a lot of, would you agree, a lot of 9 batters are kind of like a prelude to the leadoff guy. A lot of them have speed because their job is to really set the table for the 3-4 hitters still. They just.
Exactly, Mike.
Yeah.
When I coached, I used to have 2 leadoff hitters. My number 1 hitter and my bottom hitter would be quick and just like my leadoff hitter.
Yeah. Done is the time of worst player on the team hits ninth and plays right. Now it's the opposite. One of your better players has to be in right and hit ninth.
Yep, 100%, because if he gets on, then you have the top of the order that comes up. So the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Xander Doyle with runners on second and third. There's a ground ball to second base. Nice play. The runner holds at third base. I'm surprised he wasn't moving on contact.
Especially to the right side of the field. I mean, that's one of those unwritten rules. But, hey, we'll take it. And it would have been a coach, actually, he brought him up. So the right one recognized that the second baseman was up. But, hey, it works out. It would have been a pretty standard to go home, though.
I think because there was no outs, I think if there was 1 out, he would have been moving. As the Sweeney infield is in, that was a nice play by Ian Grace, throwing the runner out at first. But I would have had my runner going on contact, because then you would have still had first and third if the runner got thrown out at home. And if he stole second, there's a ball hit to first base, and he holds the runner. Nice play by Alex Rivera as that ball was hit 1 hop to him, fielded the ball and stepped on first. So Sweeney has a chance to get out of this inning unscathed if they can get this 1 more out.
Unbelievable. I just zoomed in on Coach. He's a little frustrated, maybe with himself, to be honest. But, yeah, to get nothing out of that so far, it's got to be a little frustrating. And they can pitch a little more liberally with 2 outs and open base at first.
It brings up the 3-hitter, number 2, the center fielder, Dominic Van Leer-Nutting.
Because you have to assume this guy is a stud. You're hitting third. He can kind of pitch around him.
Here's a ball drilled in the gap to left field. Griffin Lowe goes over but can't get it. That will play 2 base runners. And the Dominic Van Leer-Nutting's on his way to third base. He's got a stand-up triple and a 2-run RBI, 2-out RBI. Clutch hitting by the center fielder for Lebanon, and they lead it 2-0.
Yeah, well, that DeWitty just piped one right down the middle, and he deposited it right in that gap. And then he celebrates with what looked like a Fortnite dance.
Yeah, the kids do all kinds of things. They watch the pros, and they see the pros do it, and they want to be just like them. And
Nice
it brings
hit,
up the left fielder, Ty Terrio.
What a great hit, though.
That ball was smoked. He was sitting dead red fastball, Mike. He got it, like you said, from Neymar, and he drilled it. So maybe the coach did the right thing by holding those runners.
He did. What do I know? Absolutely. I always get egg on my face.
There's a foul ball back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. So hopefully Amar can get out of this with just minimal damage here. But a good job of clutch hitting by the left fielder. Ty Terrio has put Lebanon in front.
Yeah, and little friendly jabbering going on between Castro and Terrio over there.
Here's a little number over first base.
Having some fun with each other,
Some of these boys must know each other from playing high school baseball against them. And so, like when Sweeney plays Bedford or they play Londonderry, I'm sure these boys are fully aware of what some of the players on the opposite team can do.
And there's a respect there too. It's trash talking isn't just trash talking. It's kind of respectful. Like you're giving them a nod.
Yeah, part of the game. There's a fly ball to center field. Caden Marubi camps under it and makes the play. But the damage is done, and Lebanon picks up 2 runs on a timely triple by Dominic Van Leer-Nutting. And after 2.5 innings, it's Lebanon 2 and Sweeney nothing. We are back on here at Gill Stadium with Lebanon leading 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And up for Manchester is the designated hitter, number 12, Ben Canny.
Ben Canny, all emotion. He's one of the more fun players I've seen. He'll take third. for sure. You know, he got thrown out a couple of times, but he also is a spark plug too. So just fun to watch him overall.
And I think Ben catches too, doesn't he, Mike? He does. He catches a little bit.
He moonlights as a catcher sometimes, but just one of those guys that will demand effort out of your teammates.
Good teammate to have. There's a ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike to Ben.
Yeah, like a Tom Brady effect. You know, like if I'm doing it, you're doing it.
The foul ball off to the left and out of play. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We saw him go 3 for 3 last game. He's got like an Ichiro style hitting. It's really unique.
It is a ball hit up to left field. Left fielder comes under it. He puts it away. Nice play by Ty Terrio out there for the first out in the Sweeney third inning. Brings up the second baseman, number 25, Ian Grace.
Yeah, Sweeney's still looking for their first hit of the game. Obviously, it's early, but, you know, DeWitty would appreciate a little bit of a tie game would go nice with this side of steak, you know?
Yep, you always, if you're pitching, hoping your teammates can put up some crooked numbers as the ball game moves along to help you out.
Oh, yeah. One thing he didn't get was run support for high school, but he handled it so well. Just a class act altogether.
Yeah, Amar's a good kid.
He seems like it. I don't know him like you know him. I just watch him from a bird's eye view, but I was very impressed by his leadership and poise and able to come through in clutch situations.
And that comes from his dad. I know his dad, Al DeWitty, probably going to watch this game once it's televised. And Al tells Amar not only congratulates him when he's right, but always tells him what he does wrong and how to become a good teammate. And it wears off on his son, and you can see it on the baseball field.
Mm-hmm. And it trickles down to the teammates, too. So really a dad can kind of trickle his influence down to the whole team in a sense.
Exactly. So the dad has part of the team.
Yeah.
2-2 count on Ian Grace. Is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the pitcher for Lebanon, Matt Goss, has kept the Sweeney hitters at bay for most of the 3 innings here. Brings up the leadoff hitter, number 11, Caden Berube.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Something about a lanky pitcher. It's a little deceiving. But at the same time, it's not like he's throwing 95, but he's doing a great job keeping him on balance.
There's a little number over to him. No, third baseman comes in and takes it, throws to first base. Good job of communication there by the third baseman. And a nice stretch by the first baseman, George Taft. So Ian Hedgepath over to George Taft for the third out of the Sweeney third inning. So we played 3 here at the old ballpark with Lebanon in front, 2-0. We'll be back in a flash. Steve Fossman and Mike Gonzalez back here as we move quickly to the top of the 4th inning in a 2-0 ball game. Leading off is number 13, Ben Archmoody. He pops the ball straight up to the shortstop for the first out. Jacob Lamont and puts it away. And we quickly have 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
That ain't a bad thing, right? 1 pitch, 1 out.
No, if Amar keeps doing that, he'll remain in the ball game.
Yeah.
Have you seen anybody pitch the entire ball game since you've been doing the games, Mike?
We saw a couple high school. We saw someone. Someone go 8 innings for Memorial, extra inning game, but not. We haven't seen a 9-inning game for Sweeney yet. We had a rain delay, and we had a doubleheader, which they go 7. So we have yet to see a 9-inning game go fruition.
Well, it's beautiful weather tonight, so we're going to see one this evening, and it's so important. I know we have put in the pitch count there, strike 3 to the opposing pitcher, Matt Goss, so he goes down swinging. Amar DeWitty picks up his second strikeout of the ball game, and up to bat is the first baseman, number 6, George Taft. And as I was saying, it's so important with pitch counts. We have a smart pitch count rule in our program where a pitcher can throw only 85 and 95 pitches at the younger level and then 105 pitches at the older division. And I know it's so important because, like you said, Mike, we talked off air, a lot of these kids are doing other things, playing AAU baseball. There's a pop-up. Oh, a nice play out there by Jacob Plamondon as he ranged over his shoulder in short center field, and Caden Berube was coming hard for it, and he put it away, made the catch and tripped, fell over Caden Berube. But they go down quickly, Lebanon, in the fourth inning. So after 3.5, we're still 2-0 Lebanon. Back here, high above Gill Stadium as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning, where Lebanon leading Sweeney post 2-0. And up to bat for Sweeney is naturally always Mike, the person that makes the nice catch the inning before, Jacob Plamondon, the shortstop. They're in the meat of their order, 2-3-4. Let's see if we can get a couple of hits and play some runners here and tie this ball game up.
Yeah, this would be a good time to do it, 2-3-4, like you mentioned. And I'm glad there was not much contact on that last play. Little confusion, center fielder's ball, but Plamondon made the nice snag and saved him out of it.
There's strike one to Jacob. It's so tough, especially a shortstop going over his shoulder like that, not looking where the center fielder was. But they were both. There's a ball hit hard off the pitcher's foot. Ricochets to the third baseman. He throws wide at first base. And Jacob Plamondon is on at first base with Sweeney's first hit.
Dramatic style, too.
He'll take that. He's hoping that and we're hoping also the pitcher is fine as our home plate umpire Tom Gibson goes out, and the pitcher told the umpire he's okay. The manager's going to come out and see if he's all right. That ball was hit very hard on the ground, ricocheted. There's the pitcher telling him, Matt Goss telling the coach where it hit him on the side of his foot, and ricocheted really quickly to the third baseman who almost had a play throwing him out.
He did have a play. It was a little errant throw, but, Plamondon hustling down the line will draw some hustle. You might tend to rush the throw because you see the pressure. But, yeah, most pitchers will tell coach, whether it hurts or not, I'm good.
Yeah, I ain't coming out.
I'm
even
good,
if
coach.
they're injured, yeah. It brings up Manny Castro. Jacob Plamondon, a good base runner's on first base.
Faked me out there.
Yeah,
I had him going.
Yeah, he looked like he was moving on that. He's talking to the coach now. Let's see if he got the right side as ball one is thrown to Manny Castro.
Oh, big lead.
There's a ball hit to third base, over to second for one, all on to first for a tailor-made 5-4-3 double play. Helps Lebanon get out of this jam here that they were in. Manny Castro hit the ball right on the head to the third baseman, and they turned the ball double play, 5-4-3.
Perfect storm right there. You got your best hitter crushing a ball right to him, and then, Plamondon not stealing right away. So, yeah, Lebanon, they played the algorithm right that time.
Brings up the first baseman, number 6, Alex Rivera.
Kind of a bummer, but, you got plenty of time. 2-0's not that bad, Steve,
Yeah, we got time to get back in the game. Manny couldn't do anything about that. If it was just a little to the left of the third baseman and through, we would be in business. But it was hit right to the third baseman. A nice turn by the Lebanon infield. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alex Rivera, the Sweeney first baseman.
He looks like an athlete, like some players just have that ability to make things look easy and slow it down. But really, it's not easy and it's not slow. It's just the way they approach it.
Here's a ball hit hard to the third baseman. Nice play over there. Throws long to first base and gets Alex Rivera by a running stride. So nice back-to-back plays by Ian Hedgepath over at third base for Lebanon. And they're throwing the leather out there at Gill, and they've kept Sweeney off the board here in the fourth inning. So after 4 complete, we still got a good ball game. It's Lebanon 2 and Sweeney nothing. We'll be right back. Steve Fosman here back at Gill Stadium with Lebanon leading 2-0 as we move to the top half of the 5th inning. And leading off for Lebanon is the catcher, number 18, Jackson Cote. Jackson's a pretty good hitter. Made nice contact first time up, so we're almost halfway through the ball game here in the 5th inning with Lebanon leading Manchester 2-0. There's a big swing and a miss by number 18, Jackson Cote, their catcher. The count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he did take a big cut on that one. He created a breeze. There's another one.
breeze, another big swing. So Amar DeWitty has been around the plate and thrown strikes. And the longer he does this, he will keep his ball team in the game. There's a ball hit down the left field line, but it's floating foul out of play. That ball was hit a long way, but once again, as you mentioned, Mike, that ball tailed off to the third base side and went out of play. So the Sweeney pitcher, Amar DeWitty, is ahead of the Lebanon catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a ball up high and a good take by number 18.
Pretty standard pitch, 0-2 there, you know.
Trying to get him to chase.
Yeah.
Here's the ball hits the
Right
catcher for Lebanon right in the numbers.
Right between the 1 and the 8 there.
Yeah,
he's walking like it hit him right in the spine. That's never fun, huh?
Nope, but
It shakes off, though.
second straight inning, Jackson Cote is on base with an HBP, a hit by batter. Brings up the number 9 hitter, third baseman, Ian Hedgepath.
You think he's going to try to bunt again like last time? Last time he bunted him over.
He's stealing, a bunt steal attempt, and there's a bunt that's going foul on first base. So Lebanon, being aggressive, has put the bunter up for the second time, squared, and he's a burly base runner. Their catcher was stealing second base.
Moves pretty well too. Reminds me of like Declan Ryan for Central. You don't expect him to be moving, but man, when he gets going, he's going. So look for no one holding him on. He can just kind of take the lead he wants.
There's a ball up high to throw down to second base. And Jacob Plamondon couldn't come up with it.
Had him too.
And they did have him at second base. They put the wheel play on Sweeney, where the first baseman charged.
Yeah.
And they threw down the second now.
Pitch runner now. So this is all kinds of. I did learn last game. I thought once you're out, but you can re-enter if it's a pinch run situation. So could be, but expect a bunt again, right, Steve?
Yeah, to move him over to third base. Why not? If they did it to try to move him to second.
Right.
And pinch running is number 10, Hayden Avad. So he's over at second base. And let's see. Yeah, Ian's halfway down the bat. And time was out. They didn't even throw the pitch. So he's definitely squaring a bunt here. It's 1-1. And he's going to try to move that base runner over to third base.
Yeah, probably getting a warning on a balk, I'm guessing. He did have a couple balks this year for high school, but at least Henderson's given him an explanation.
Yeah, I think what happened was Tommy Gibson had his mask off and wasn't ready, and on a foul ball, he has to put the ball in play. And I think Amar was trying to throw the ball without the home plate umpire being ready. There is a square and a foul back. That's a great job of pitching by Amar DeWitty. Is when you see the hit a square like that, you want to throw the ball kind of at him, or to make him move in the box, or low or high. Most of the time to make him pop it up. Yep, but he threw the ball right at him, and he had to get out of the way quickly. So there's 2 strikes. So I'm guessing he's swinging away now. He is, and he fouls the ball back to the screen.
Amar's got a little bit of chip on his shoulder right now. He's a little ticked off, and that's not always a bad thing.
No, he's
clearly having his.
He's a gutty ball player, shrugging his shoulders, and he wants the ball in a hurry from the home plate umpire. So
can't be on tilt though. That's key. Nice curveball right there.
Foul ball back. So a good job of Ian Hedgepat. Not only can he bunt, but he can swing the bat as he fouls that pitch away and spoils a good curveball, as you said, Mike, from Amar. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Big disparity between fastball and curveball at miles an hour. Ooh.
Amar coming upstairs, kind of wanted that pitch. It was just
a
little bit high. Right at the letters. Here's a ground ball to Amar. Comes up with it on the seat of his pants. Throws over to first. But the base runner, some reason, Alex Rivera, some reason he kind of misjudged that ball. I don't know if the sun got in his eyes or the base runner coming into first base bothered him, but he couldn't come up with it.
I think So I think it's like kind of turning a double play. I think he wanted to catch it and release it home in case the runner was going. But you got to do, step A before B,
Yeah, you got to get it in your glove first. So Lebanon with a hit batter and an infield hit have runners on first and third, and it brings up the leadoff hitter, number 17, Xander Doyle. So again, in the fifth inning here, Lebanon is in business.
I wouldn't hate a pitcher's visit from the coach to kind of get a sense of where his head's at right now.
There's the runner going down to second. No throw held by Andrew Wall.
He made a heck of a play right there, too. It's unfortunate the ball popped out. But, you do that effort, and then you find two ducks in the pond here. It can get frustrating. So maybe a check-in would be good,
Hopefully they can get out of this. There's a ball up high by Amar.
The problem with that, though, Steve, if you check in on him, you can't come out again without taking him out. So.
Exactly. Second trip to the mound,
Yeah.
the pitcher has to be removed. That's a good point. There's a square to bunt, the ball outside. Count runs 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter for Lebanon, Xander Doyle, who's 1 for 2 on the evening.
So Wall's going to do it himself, right? I mean, that's kind of what this is right now, right?
Yep. He says, I got this. Don't worry about this, Amar. And the hitter went over to the third base coach, so he wants to make sure, and it's a good job by him making sure that he knows exactly what the coach wants him to do in this situation.
Smells like a squeeze, if you ask me.
With nobody out.
You mentioned small ball earlier, Lebanon bunting over. By Manny Castro following him in, Sweeney's kind of...
Here's a ball that pops straight in the air. Amar DeWitty catches it. So that was a ball that didn't hit the ground, got popped right up in the air. And Xander Doyle's retarded. Nice play by Amar coming in for the first out of the Lebanon fifth.
It kind of says that Sweeney coach is agreeing that this could be a 2-1 game by bringing it, by just stressing that.
There's a big swing and a miss by number 11, Wyatt Daigle, and I agree with you, Mike, 100%. Lebanon has not really outplayed Sweeney in this ball game. They've got the benefit of a couple of breaks. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Well, the guy, a nice little gapper he had for the ribbies, but you're right. The way they got on third and second, nothing impressive.
There's a ball hit into center field that does the damage, and the 1 run is in. Here comes the second run from Lebanon, and he slides in safely. So a clutch base hit by the second baseman, Wyatt Daigle, has doubled the lead for Lebanon here in the fifth inning. They lead it 4-0.
Absolutely clutch, and I'm glad that Berube hit the cutoff right there. So many times you see someone try to sail one home, and then you get him on second base. So by hitting the cutoff, it's manageable now, and maybe they can return the favor and get their own double play here.
Instead of being in scoring position, he's on at first base. Good point. There's a ball inside to Dominic Van Leer-Nutting, the center fielder.
And Amar is not impressed with that timeout call right there. So it's got to be a lonely feeling to be a pitcher, too.
Ball 2 to Amar. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's kind of like a goalie in hockey. It's very thankless sometimes.
Well, they scored 2 runs without a benefit of a hit batter. And then that ground ball there to third base that possibly could have been retired. There's a strike on the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, and then that diving play Amar made, throw it, and the ball just somehow popped out, which never happens. But this is a good time for Lebanon to put on the pressure. Wouldn't you agree? Why not roll the dice a little bit? Just keep sending, and maybe, because this is where it can get ugly quick. Oof, wow.
Here's a ball drilled to left field over Griffin Logue's head, and it goes to the fence. The run is going to come all the way around Wyatt Daigle from first base and score. And now the ball's come in, and back to second base goes Dominic Van Leer-Nutting. But he absolutely drilled that ball, and that ball was hit over 340 feet in left field over Griffin Logue's head. So he's on at second base with an RBI double. And now Lebanon leads the game 6-0.
Right on the screws on that one. And Griffin Logue is still walking back. Yeah, that is the deepest part of Gill Stadium, that corner, and he almost hit it out of here.
There's a ball hit just left the third base for foul. Manny Castro makes a nice play over there, but the ball just went outside the bag. So strike one to the left fielder, number 5, Ty Terrio.
I know you mentioned we will be going 9 innings, but that isn't necessarily the case if it gets a little more out of hand, unfortunately. They do have that mercy rule, so Sweeney would love to avoid that for sure.
There's a ball to the hitter. What is the mercy rule? 10 runs?
10 runs, 5 innings, 10 runs.
Okay. So anything after 5 runs, the home team has to hit, of course. In the bottom of the inning, there's a strike to the hitter, Ty Terrio. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So they do have a mercy rule in Legion Baseball, too. If a team is leading by 10 runs or more after 5 innings, the game is shortened due to the mercy rule.
So we do have some action in the bullpen. It looks like number 20. I think that would be what, Ben Canny, maybe? Number 20.
Let me see who's warming
Wait,
up here. Let me get my binoculars on. For Sweeney, number 20, warming up. They don't have a 20.
Okay,
Maybe 28, Connor McNally.
It's McNally, number 28. Yeah.
As Sweeney comes up with the third out of the inning, but Lebanon picks up 2 more runs. So after 4.5 innings, they lead it 6-0. We'll be right back.
We're back here at Gill Stadium, Jim Schubert Field, as Sweeney Post trying to get a little spark plug going here. Steve, what do you think?
Well, we need some runs and we need some hits, and we need a couple in a hurry.
A little confusion on the last inning, but it turns out it was a what did you hear from the
Mike Pelletier, who's doing the board next to us? We were looking to see who was warming up in the bullpen, and I guess the base runner missed third base coming home, and they appealed the play, and he was called out. So the game is 5-0, which we'll take. It's manageable here. And 5's a wild as we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop comes up and throws, and one hops the first baseman. So Griffin Logue is on with the benefit of an error by the shortstop, George Taft. And
that's what you need, though. You know, like that happened to us. Maybe the balls are just popping out of gloves in the 5th inning. I don't know.
That is actually Xander Doyle who threw the ball to George Taft, who tried to come up and pick that ball, but the ball scooted by him. So Sweeney's in business here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the runner on. And up to the plate comes their catcher, Andrew Wall.
Now, Steve, you've coached at some high-level competition. How good does it feel when you know you made the appeal and you got it right and you helped your squad out?
Well, that's the good thing. It's maybe not the coach, maybe the players. Probably a good job of coaching by the manager, Nick Corvos, probably tells his players that when the base runners are moving around the bases to make sure they touch the bases. And we didn't really see the whole thing develop. But I think maybe third baseman for Sweeney, Manny Castro, saw that the base runner did not touch the base, Ian Hedgepath, and so they ended up calling him out, which saved them a run. It was a good fundamental play on Sweeney's part.
It's going to be weird being an ump when you know, but you have to keep it guarded like a secret. It's like you know the information, but you can't really give it away.
Like robbing a bank, being part of the getaway car, robbing a bank. Well, while we're speaking, Andrew Wall is on at first base with a walk. So Sweeney has their first 2 runners reach base here in the 5th inning. It brings up number 14, Ethan May, the right fielder. And I know Ethan can put the ball in play. Let's hope that Ethan can find a spot here.
Ooh, coming at us.
Foul ball back here. No balls, 1 strike.
It looked like the ball got a piece of wall, which would be the 4th time he's been hit by a pitch this season. Our other announcer, Andrew, who's off to Eastern Carolina College right now, said that he used to be a magnet for being hit, Wall did. So it looks like it's going to keep going now. Nothing's changed, right?
So that was an HBP by Andrew Wall. Come in and hit him. So he's on base by a hit by batter. There's a nice swing and a miss by Ethan May. Ethan wants to put the ball on JFK's roof.
He wanted to put it on Citizen Bank right there. That was a cut.
And when he makes contact, he does, because he is a very strong player. There's another foul ball back here, and his forte is hitting. He's got tremendous upper body strength, and let's hope Ethan gets a piece of one here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're just off, you know you're just off when it comes flying straight back. Another inch, and you know you're right on it.
Ball up high, good take by Ethan. Count runs even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good take, good pitch too. Smart pitch. You got to be careful. You're going to see a lot of high pitches, waste pitch. They don't want to go in the dirt and risk a pass ball.
Big swing and a miss by Ethan May, and a nice pitch. You got to give credit to Matt Goss, who has kept the Sweeney hitters off bay, and he throws an off-speed pitch there for strike 3, and Ethan May goes down swinging for the first out in the 5th inning. Brings up number 12, Ben Canny.
Yeah, he's sitting on red right there, and then he kind of fooled him with an off-speed pitch. Good job.
Here's a ground ball to second base. The second baseman goes over. Fields throws to first and just gets him by Ben Canny. Thought he beat that out, but he just got him. He kind of threw the ball not as hard as he could, the second baseman. He didn't want to throw it away as he was moving to his left. But Wyatt Daigle just got Ben Canny by a half a step. Yeah. And so there's 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
Couple ducks in the pond here, though. But, yeah, Canny's lefty approach right there probably snuck up on him. Didn't expect him to get there that quick.
Brings up Ian Grace, the second baseman. He pops it up straight to the pitcher. Pitcher comes in, Matt Ghost. He catches the ball. And so Sweeney threatens here in the 5th inning, but do not score. They leave runners on second and third. And after 5 complete, it's Lebanon 5 and Sweeney nothing. We'll be right back. Back here at Gill Stadium with the score. The Lebanon Pokes 22-5 and Sweeney nothing. We move to the top of the 6th inning, and still in the game pitching for Sweeney is number 15, Amar DeWitty.
Looks like a pinch hitter, I think, perhaps. Let me double check. I saw the umpire announcing someone, so again, I might be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong.
There's a ground ball. There's a fly ball to left field. They come over and converge, but Caden Berube makes the catch on number 13, Ben Archmoody, the right fielder. So a nice play out there. Him and Griffin Logue went over to field the ball. A nice catch by Caden Berube for the first out in the Lebanon 6th inning. So important that we hold them at bay here, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a suggestion. Now we have a pinch hitter, Ryan Lundringen. But I'd have to suggest to Mr. Berube, hey, I'm center fielder, and I'm going to start being a little more assertive now because you can't be making dinosaur catches with T-Rex arms, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to call it off. I got it, and just go ahead and get out of the way if you got it. If not, step out of the way and be the backup, you know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
It's his ball. The catcher and him, they're the captains of the field, basically.
Here's a ball hit out to left field, and Griffin Logue under it. He's got this one, puts it away. So 2 easy outs here. And that was Ryan Lundringen who pinched hit for the pitcher, Matt Goss. So we have 2 easy outs here in the top of the 6th inning. That brings up the first baseman, number 6, George Teff.
Makes you wonder if that's the end of the day for Goss, being pinch hit for. But again, you know, you can't really get in the mind of a coach. Maybe he just wants to focus on pitching. And he said, hey, coach, go ahead.
There's a ball hit in the hole. Jacob Lamonda makes a stop. Long throw to first, but George Tafe has tremendous speed. He beats that infield hit out. So he's on first base with 2 outs in the Londonderry 6th inning. Brings up number 18, Jackson Cote.
Tremendous speed and a great head of lettuce out there. And watch for him to snag second. You know, you mentioned it. The difference between 5-0 and 6-0, it really is. It's kind of a mental hurdle because it's that much. It's like round it up to 10. You know what I mean? It's like a mental thing.
Yep.
But you said keeping them at bay.
There goes the base runner as that ball goes over off the catcher's mitt. We have a new catcher in the game. Is that Ben Canny or?
No, that's going to be Tyler Marcoux coming in as catcher. I'm surprised we missed that.
Okay, so Tyler Marcoux is in the ball game. Catching now for Andrew Wall.
Yeah, looks like Wall's going to sit out and get some fresh legs. I mentioned earlier, what a taxing position that is. So, especially going, what you presume to be 9 innings, Coach had a plan to probably give him a break.
Yeah, ball that misses, 2 balls, no strikes.
One thing Sweeney has is a deep bench. So, might as well use what you got,
Yeah, they got a big roster here, so why not let him play? There's a swing and a miss.
Big cut again. He did that last time. And he's been on base twice so far today. Almost got stranded at third. We were kind of laughing about it until the guy just crushed a double to get him in. But, yeah, he's been a menace all game.
There's a ball hit to straightaway center field. Caden Berube under it. He puts it away for the final out of the 6th inning for Lebanon. So they have reached 6 innings on their part. They strand a base runner, George Tafer on the bases, but they do not score in the top of the 6th. So after 5.5, it's still 5-0 Lebanon. Steve Osmond back on here with Mike Gonzalez as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning at Gill Stadium. If you're just joining us, this is Legion Baseball. And Lebanon Post 22 is leading Sweeney Post 2, 5-0.
It's time to get going here, I'd say.
Well, we got top of the order up as Caden Berube steps in, and hopefully we can put a crooked number on the board and try to get close.
Because it's been hard to get to this guy. He's really kept him off balance.
Caden Berube lays a nice bunt down to first. Nice play by the Lebanon third baseman. He comes in and throws him out at first base. He shortened up Ty Taro. As soon as Caden dropped that bunt down, he was charging. Nice play by the third baseman. Actually, there was Ian Hedgepath who made that nice play. And
nice play by Matt Goss to get the heck out of the way, too, and let him do his job. And I like the bunt idea. I don't like it on the first pitch, though. You're just giving him another quick out,
I agree. You can maybe get into a count where maybe Caden can draw a walk. If you're ahead 2-0, you ain't going to bunt. Jacob Plamondon steps in.
I mean, that's got to be one of those things where you have a green light, you see the guy, you kind of just decide to do it. Some players have it and some players don't, the green light, I mean.
There's a foul ball off to the right, not a play.
Would you agree, like, some base stealers can prove themselves and go anytime they want? Some people can have the right to bunt, a 3-0 count. Like, there's certain players that have the liberty to do that.
There's a ball hit right to the third baseman, Ian Hedgepath. So
Unlucky.
He's made 2 nice plays as Jacob Plamondon hit that ball right on the dime. And that ball was hit straight to the third baseman. And Sweeney's been unlucky with some of their balls that they've hit this evening. But quickly, there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's like a leather flashing contest between the third basemen today. But here comes another third baseman, Manny Castro, who has the potential to hit one to the moon at any point. Love this kid.
Manny,
love his approach, everything.
Good-looking ball player, athletic, team player, nice kid.
Looks like a professional baseball player. Like, he handled himself.
And he can jump rope,
Wow.
as you can see, Mike.
That was awesome. Sometimes you don't want to get hit by the pitch, so you do that. That was impressive.
3-0 on Manny. There's ball 4, so Manny gets the benefit of 4 balls thrown to him, and he trots over to first base with a 2-out walk, brings up the first baseman, number 6, Alex Rivera. I'm wondering if they're going to put Manny. They're down 5-0. I don't know how aggressive the manager is.
I mean, what school of thought are you in? You want to start cracking the seal, chipping away, or do you want to be, conservative is over? I feel like getting something on the board would be the first step in this comeback.
As a coach, it's nice. He's given signs, so maybe Manny is going to get the steal sign here. As a coach, if he steals, you look good. And if he gets thrown out, it's like, what are you doing? Steal him. There goes Manny, 5-0 down. And Manny makes his coach proud as he steals second base.
Yeah.
And he's in scoring position, hoping for a timely hit by Alex. I like it. I like being aggressive. I know some fundamental baseball people who coach, would never do that, being down 5-0. And want to have their runner thrown out at second base. But Sweeney got to make something happen as we're getting to the middle to late part of this ball game. There's a ground ball, a shortstop. Up is Xander Doyle. He throws a nice scoop over there by the first baseman, George Taft. And Alex Rivera goes down for the third out in Sweeney's sixth inning. So they threaten but do not score. And after 6 complete, we're 2/3 of the way through our ball game as we play 9 innings. It's Lebanon 5 and Sweeney nothing. We'll be back in a minute. We move to the top half of the 7th inning at Gill Stadium. We have a pitching change for Sweeney post 2. On the mound is number 28, Connor McNelly. Big lanky right-hander has come in to replace Amon DeWitty. We mentioned the catcher for Sweeney, and he was in the game last inning. The catcher, Tyler Marcoux. And we also have a position change in right field. Number 10, Noah Hebert, has come in to replace the right fielder, Ethan May.
Yeah, Ethan May, good approaches at the plate, but unfortunately, couple Ks on the day. Let's give some new blood a chance and see what can happen, because I mentioned before they got a big roster, and get a time to pull the marionette puppet a little bit.
Well, I mean, like you said, Mike, you got a big roster, and it's early in the season.
See what you got too, yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly. You're down 5-0. Why not give the kids a chance to play? Leading off for Lebanon here in the 7th inning is a very busy man, Ian Hedgepath at third base. He made several nice defensive plays for their team, keeping them in the game and ahead 5-0. And he's also done it with a bunt sacrifice and an infield hit. So he's had a pretty good day. And like you said, Mike, he is the bottom hitter, and he's acting like a leadoff hitter for Lebanon.
Might bunt again with Castro way back. As you can see, he's almost at the mid-range. Way back, though. He'd have a lot of ground to cover.
1 ball, 1 strike. There's a ball outside the low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
He probably wants to hit, though. He's probably like, if you're not getting the sign, I'm going to go ahead and swing away, coach.
That's all right. They're up 5-0. I think he's probably swinging away here anyways. There's ball 4. It was actually 3-1. So he draws a leadoff walk to start the 7th inning. And the leadoff hitter, Xander Doyle, the shortstop, also had a big day. Had a single, 2-run single, RBI single. He made some nice plays defensively. He's up there with no outs and a runner on first.
He throws a little harder, just kind of getting his strike zone down right now. But he's imposing too. He's got a nice stature to him, McNulty. As you can see, it's way behind it there. So when you're facing DeWitty, and then you got a fireball coming in, that's got to be a little bit of an adjustment to make, huh?
Yeah, we have a pinch hitter, actually. This is Freddie Murkey, M-I-E-R-K-E, who wears number 8. So he's in to possibly get a at-bat here.
Big secondary lead. I mean, he might as well just steal at that point if you're going to be halfway down. He's almost at the 40-yard line. That
was a big lead by Ian Hedgepath at first base. Connor's going to keep him a little closer.
Nice pitch.
There's strike 3. Nice pitch by Connor McNelly. Nice curveball.
You got to
on
go,
the outside
son.
corner.
You can't stand there forever.
And
he froze him like a pizza there, Steve.
Fast Freddie was disappointed that he got struck out there. So he's down for the first out of the Lebanon 7th inning. Brings up number 11, Wyatt Daigle, second baseman.
It's like when a girl breaks up with you and you refuse to take the call.
There's a strike over the heart of the plate for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike.
If you don't take the call, it didn't happen, So, but unfortunately, there's 1 out for Lebanon. So, maybe a double play ball. He's got a big lead too.
Big swing and a miss by Wyatt, He's quickly in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can see Plemonins, they're at double play depth. They are looking to do something as they cheat a little to the bag. Not too much, but a little.
They play up the middle.
Nice.
There's strike 3. So Connor McNally's come on, struck out 2 hitters here in the 7th inning. It brings up the center field at number 2, Dominic Van Leer Nutting.
Both by way of the deuce again. You know, they set up that with that speedball, and then that curveball is just like, whoa, didn't see that coming.
I had the pleasure of coaching Connor in recreational baseball coming up, growing up, and he does have a nice curveball. He catches a little too, but he does have that off-speed pitch that keep you at bay. If he can throw it for a strike, he's very effective.
Yeah, you can't be letting people sit on that fastball, even as fast as it is. So, yeah, that's something he's carried along with his career.
There's a ground ball, a shortstop. Jacob Plemontin up with it. Long throw over to first, but gets the base runner, Dominic Van Leer Nutting, by a running step. And just like that, Connor McNally comes on and keeps Lebanon at bay. So after 6.5 innings, it remains Lebanon 5 and Sweeney nothing. We are back here at Gill Stadium. Leading off is Griffin Logue. He hits the ball to the left side, and he beats it out. Nice infield hit. Good job of hustling by Griffin Logue as he took the first fastball he saw, and he drove it between the shortstop and third base for an infield hit. So he's on at first base with nobody out.
Interesting. Watching him warm up between innings, he was kind of timing the pitcher out, and what did he do? He swung at the first pitch he saw. So maybe he had that in mind the whole time.
Brings up the catcher, number 27, Tyler Marcoux.
Big spot, you know, show coach, you got the goods here. It looks like he's got some interesting gloves on, doesn't it?
Yeah, he got those bright yellow batting gloves. Tyler takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
You mentioned Gill Stadium, 100 years off there. So when was that again?
They celebrated their 100. Maybe we can pull it up and Google it, but they celebrated their 100th centennial birthday. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago that they turned over 100. So I know the ballpark is over 100 years young, one of the oldest ballparks in the country. I think Wrigley Field might be one of them.
Well, that brings us, we here on the telecast, we do a trivia question every game. So that brings us to our trivia question.
Beautiful, Mike.
What is the oldest stadium, active stadium in America? I'll give you a couple.
There's a ball popped up over to the first baseman.
Oh, tough play. We mentioned that earlier, though. That's not easy. I mean, don't just, you're sitting at home, you're like, I could have caught that. I bet you couldn't.
That's a tough play. The ball goes over the roof.
You overran it.
Yeah. I see more players overrun a ball like that and come in hard, and the ball drift behind their head like that.
Got to take advantage of this, though, if you're Tyler. You got a chance here. You get new life.
2-2. Hopefully Tyler can put the ball in play. There's ball 3. Good job of taking that. So 3-2. I don't know. Let's see if Sweeney's aggressive and put their base runner in motion here to stay out of a double play, as Tyler's had a pretty good at-bat here, forcing the pitcher to throw at least 5 pitches, and here's the 6th. There's a ball hit deep to left field. The left fielder goes out and makes the catch. The ball hung up for the left fielder. Nice play out there by Ty Terrio. So Tyler Marcoux hit that ball a long way. Well, nice play out there. As we mentioned before in the telecast, there's a lot of room. So that is the first out in the Sweeney 7th inning.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Heavey would not be happy with that one-handed catch right there, but got the job done, and that's what they've been doing all game. Seems like they've been pretty solid out there in defense, as the score indicates.
There's a ball to the right fielder, Noah Hebert, who came on to relieve the right fielder, Ethan May, in the bottom half of the 6th inning, so he gets a chance to hit here late in the ball game.
Nice hit.
Ball hit to left field. It hangs up again for the left fielder. Nice play out there by Ty Terrio. That ball was hit on the button. Good job of hitting by Noah Hebert.
I get excited.
Looked like it was in the gap, and Sweeney could have possibly scored the first run, but it falls harmlessly into the left fielder's glove for the second out and brings up number 12, Ben Canny.
So this field, this longest field, it's something you've heard of. I'll give you a hint. It was kind of brought up. We'll do that off him. Looks like it hit off him.
Yeah,
It'd be a foul
hit
ball,
the
right?
batter in the box, which is a foul ball.
There was a lot of spotlight on this team around '94. Some would call it media-driven, and I'll leave it at that. And then, minor league team, media-driven, '94. The whole world converged on it, and we'll come up with the answer after this inning. All right. So yeah, a little new segment we tried doing at the end of the season. Keep it fun for people,
It is a Wrigley Field, correct?
No, it
you
is
would
not.
have said that.
It is a minor league ball
Minor
club.
league ballpark, the oldest ballpark.
Still running.
The
Yep.
Polo Grounds?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
It is a ball.
Just think like media stunt. Why would people all of a sudden be at this place? And
Okay.
we'll leave it at that.
Hopefully you come up with the answer. We'll have the answer for you between innings.
Yeah. So hopefully you didn't get hurt on that foul ball. That's never fun. Shoving one off your foot there,
A lot of ball players you see wearing shin guards. I know Manny Castro does.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of balls, he swings down. A lot of the balls come down off his ankle and shins. And like I said, it hurts a lot. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Ian Hedgepath comes in. Strong throw to first base. It just gets Ben Caney for the third out in the Sweeney seventh inning. So once again, Sweeney threatened but do not score.
That looks like we're all done there, Steve, doesn't it?
Is that the end of the game?
It sure looks like it. I thought we were going 9 today.
Okay. It's a 7-inning ball game, so we thought we were going to see a 9-inning game. So that is the final out of the ball game, and Lebanon wins the ball game 5-0 on strong pitching. The player of the game is their pitcher, Matt Goss, who kept Sweeney at bay throughout the evening.
Yeah, he pitched a full game, right?
Pitched a complete game. He went back out there even though they pitch hit for him. So he is the player of our ball game, and they win it 5-0.
We better get this answer in then, huh?
Yeah, we got to come up with that answer.
It was the Birmingham, Alabama. So when Michael Jordan decided to play baseball, and the whole world came there. Yeah, so for the White Sox organization. But wow, I guess we're gonna have to stop saying we're going 9. But this is quite a Lebanon team. I gotta say they're pretty solid. 4-2 so far, top of the leaderboard, and it's been a pleasure, Steve. Definitely welcome in the booth anytime you want.
Well, I appreciate it very much.
A legend around this town. You do a lot of good for the, it's nice. It'd be nice if you got recognized a little bit.
Thank you very much. I am going to be busy for the next month running the Greater Manchester Colt League. I know we got our awards banquet coming up, and running around with schedules, and playoffs are starting at each division.
Look at
but
this.
I
Coach
really
isn't happy
enjoy.
about. They're making them do
They're sprinting, as you can see. Some coaches do it just not to be mean to the kids, just to make them after the game, after they're stretched out, come and do a lap before he speaks to them, and that's
Sorry,
all.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all. It's one lap, but I would come back. I know Manchester Public Television and the Manchester Rec Department. Thanks to them, we had our Pony Day here at Gill Stadium, which I announced the games live on Sunday. And Kyle asked me to come. It was a pleasure doing the game with you, Mike. You're knowledgeable. You played the game yourself. And, anytime you want me back that I'm free, I'll come in. And I hope everybody enjoyed the telecast.
Absolutely.
And I hope a lot of you come up with the answer to Mike's trivia question, which was a minor league ballpark in Birmingham. So
that'll do it for us here at Gill Stadium. For Kyle Heavey and, of course, Steve Fossman, the man of the night. For Brendan McCormick, Joe Law, and Jason Cody, I'm Mike Gonzalez. We'll be, catch us on YouTube for Manchester Public Television. Any last words?
Nope, that's it. Good night, all. Thank you very much for watching.
All right. Have a good one, guys.